What's up, Abundant Transformers here in, actually just looking downtown LA. I know you can see that in the background there. Downtown LA here in beautiful South Pasadena on the hills. And I've got the dogs in the background. And it's a beautiful day before Labor Day. I know that I was at the beach yesterday. I'm sure you guys are chilling and having fun. So I wanted to share some exciting news with you guys here. You guys can see me a little better now, perfect. And that is that we are seeing a massive growth in our company. New people enjoying the product, changing lives. We have quite a few new team members that have got started extremely fast. Whereas in early days, people just kind of getting themselves warmed up, getting to building their team at a gradual process. What we've seen is that has gone through the roof really, really fast. So I want to share with you what the great news is. The great news is that we are doing group calls for people that want to go fast. So some people want to go slow, more organic, wear it, share it, and find people along the way. And some people want to go fast. So some people actually have a real income goal that they want to get to for obvious reasons, because they want to retire, they want to get out of the 9 to 5, they want to have residual income, they want to be able to build their financial freedom, financial future, they want to travel the world, they want to change their lives, and they want to hit the financial home run. So what I'm sharing with you, this amazing news, is that we are getting together, and what we're doing, as soon as a person joins, we're doing 3 calls with them. The first call kind of goes into motivation and why, getting to know each other. The second call has to do with, now that we know what their goals are, what strategy are they going to use? Are they going to use a slower strategy, which is the 2-minute, the 5-minute, which is actually 7 minutes, and then the 30-minute webinar? Or are they going to want to move fast? And if they want to move fast, we share the strategy with them, which is these group calls that we're doing every week. We've got at least 5 or 6 of these group calls happening, where it's so simple. You just pique people's interest. You get them interested by sending them the video. And then you say, hey, are you available at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. tonight or tomorrow night, whatever day the group call is on. And then you invite them on a group call. They dial a number, they get a passcode, they join that. And then I or one of our leaders in this group guide them through just a 20-minute sort of business overview. And then at the very end, we say, are you ready to secure your position today? And they say yes. All right, and we're seeing some amazing results. So right now we've got quite a few people in this group that are moving fast, and they have already reached team developer, and they're building pretty fast. So that's announcement number 1. Now, if you want to be part of that, we had a meeting on Thursday. We have another meeting on Tuesday, and our third call is on next Thursday. So September 5th, Tuesday, at 6 p.m. and September 7th, Thursday at 6 p.m. We have the second and the third call. They're about 30, 35, 40 minutes long. And we're going over the strategy, and we're not only going over the strategy, we're executing the strategy. So if you're interested in being part of that group where you get to move fast, get to build your residual income faster rather than slower, rather than gradually, but hit that financial home run right away, then all I want you to do is inbox me so that you and I can have a chat prior to Tuesday, because Tuesday is call number 2. So I want to get you caught up on what we covered in call number 1, so that you're ready as everybody else is ready for Tuesday and call 2. Those that are getting ready for Tuesday's call, they're also getting their list of people that they want to reach out to. So they're all creating a list of 100 people. Okay? So that's the important announcement number 1. As you know, we're breaking all records. The company's the number 1 product in all of direct sales. It's breaking all records. We have 11 of the top 200 earners, and this is only 10 months in. So we're moving extremely fast. Within the next year, I think that we're going to have all the top earners in the world, literally. Top 10 will all be from World Global Network, because that's exactly what's happening right now. We've got some exciting things we're doing with the NFL and different organizations, with veterans. We're doing some things with veterans. We're doing some things with lots of doctors joining us now. As you know, the medical industry is taking an amazing, serious look at this. Doctors are seeing this as an amazing technology that they can have with their patients so that patients can start to keep track of their own health. And then when the patients come into the hospitals, now they have the availability of a report of what was going on with the patient, you know, a day before, a week before, a month before, 2 months before, leading up to any health condition. So this is literally, guys, revolutionizing healthcare, revolutionizing technology, and it is happening right now. This company is amazing. All right, so that being said, I want to share 3 things that are opportunities for growth. As you know, this is a new company. I mean, 6 years old, so it's not that new. But the product line, it's going into the venture of wearable technology, is only in the last year that they've been going in this direction. And this is product number 2 in their lineup. The first was the Hilo Classic, and this one is called the Hilo LX. So it's a pretty new thing, and it's changing the world as we speak. And with a new company, with a new technology, and as you know, in 195 countries, you would expect that there's going to be challenges, right? I want us to realize that we in this group, we're the early adopters. We're the people that have the opportunity to create an amazing future. What did Bill Gates say? Bill Gates said, right, the secret to wealth is detecting where the world will go and getting there first. And we are absolutely first. Now, coming first to market, being the early adopters, there's some growth spurts, some challenges that we're always going to encounter. And I just want to mention 3 challenges that we are right now knocking out of the park, we're kicking butt with, but I want you to be aware of them so that you can be aware. And with proper communication, these challenges become zippo, nothing. They become 0 challenges. They become non-challenges. Without proper communication, there can be miscommunication, and those challenges can surface. So, all right, challenge number 1 that we're overcoming as a group is credit cards, right? So we know that this is an international company, right? We know that they're in 195 countries, okay? They have merchant services all over the world, and they're overseas, okay? I think they're now getting some merchant services in North America as well. So for people's protection, banks may issue a fraud alert for unusual charges. You know that, whenever you travel, happens to me, if I don't call my credit card company and say, hey, I'm in a different country, they're going to actually put a fraud alert because it's unusual for me to be in this other country racking up these kinds of bills. So for my protection, my credit card puts fraud alerts on things. So it's no different with the Hilo device. Remember, it's a $1,500 charge. So any charge over $1,000 that the person doesn't typically make can be flagged as unusual. And then if it's through a different country overseas and they don't recognize the company, it can create a small fraud alert, right? So this is good though. This is for your protection. This is for everybody's protection. So what we ask is, if there's a fraud alert, ask your customers, people that are joining, if they do get a fraud alert, ask them to contact their bank to approve the charge, right? So all they do is they contact their bank. I just did one a week ago where a couple ordered 2 family bundles, 2 different positions. So there was $3,000 going on a credit card in one day that had not really been done before. So they contacted the bank, they just notified them, and no fraud, no issue, right? So what you want to tell people is, because we're in 195 countries, because this is for your protection, because this may be an unusual charge from an overseas merchant account, just contact your bank and just let them know that this charge is going to be going through in the next 24 hours and to approve the charge. So that's going to alleviate any issues like that. Also, please verify, ask them with the bank that the charge went through. There were some instances where people's back office said, yes, it was processed. So the appearance that the charge went through on world side appeared like it went through, but in actuality, the fraud alert prevented the other person's card from being charged, and the card was never charged. And of course, if a card is never charged, the shipment can't be sent. Does that make sense? So in those cases, I think what they said is they still did credit the distributor the points for the sale, and they still included it in the person's commission. But what happened is they never charged the client's card, so as a result, they couldn't ship the product. So what we want to say there is that not only for them to contact their bank and say there's going to be a charge, the day after or hours after to verify with the bank that the charge actually has been charged and went through. Okay, does that make sense? So finally, once they know it's gone through, it would be amazing if they just contact the sponsor, whoever the sponsor was, and maybe you as their sponsor, you could check with them and say, hey, just verifying, did you hear from your credit card the charge went through? And they say yes. So now you as a sponsor are taking ownership and responsibility that it's actually done, right? I think in the future, this kind of thing will probably be eliminated. As I said, this is one of the challenges. The company is getting over that hurdle right now as we speak. And then this probably won't be a challenge in the future. But just for now, just with the 1%, 2%, 3% of the people that this happens to, proper communication, proper follow-up will eliminate any of those challenges. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's number one. As soon as the charge goes through, the company will immediately ship out, will initiate the processing of the shipment and everything. So number two challenge. Okay, so delivery dates. So remember, this is coming from overseas. This is a product that's extremely high in demand. We're seeing shipping dates change. Sometimes they're a little longer, sometimes they're a little shorter. I know that the company's saying they're stock positive, so they have Helos. But maybe with some of those other challenges, there's a delay in cards getting processed or whatever. So just to be on the safe side, what we want to do is we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, right? We want to pride ourselves in the fact that we are under-promising and over-delivering. What we say we think it's going to be and what it actually is, they are pleasantly surprised that we exceeded their expectations. Does that make sense? So it's best not to say, oh, you'll get your shipment in a week or 2 weeks. It's possible they're going to get their shipment that quick. It is possible. But we're better off actually under-promising the time and over-delivering. So it's best to say 3 to 4 weeks. This is a product is extremely high in demand. We've just, the demand is 4 times what we thought. We sold 4 times the amount of Helos that we thought we were going to sell in a quarter amount of the time. We produced another 1 million units. And so let's just count on 3 to 4 weeks. And if it gets there earlier, awesome. But let's give shipping at least 3 to 4 weeks, especially because it's coming from international. Does that make sense? Now, what happens if they get it 2 weeks later and they had an expectation of 3 to 4 weeks, but they got it 2 weeks later, guess what? They're really happy. But when we make a promise that it's going to be there in a week or 2 weeks, and then it gets there 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, now you have somebody that's a little upset. Does that make sense? And it's unnecessary because all we have to do is clearly set the expectations right. Again, they brought in a new company, I think it's called Landmark, from what I heard, that is being able to do the shipping faster. But again, we want to have happy people that we exceed their expectations. So say 3 to 4 weeks, and if they get it sooner, they get it sooner. If they do, they're happy. They're happy with you. They're happy with them. They're happy with the product. They're happy with everything, okay? Last thing, okay? So last thing, Heka app. Now, some people do not know what app to install. Some people, when they get their Helos, they're installing the Helo app. Does that make sense? Helo app. No wonder why they're installing the Helo app. And the Helo app is not the app that should be installed. And in addition to that, I think with the units that were already produced and packaged and everything, I think maybe even the instructions may say somewhere, install the Helo app. So what do we do? Okay, eventually this will be a non-issue as well, but just for now, what I would do is proper communication. What I would do is I would actually, when your person joins or orders their product, right up front, I would ask them that when they get their product, they are to download the Heka app. H-E-K-A, the Heka app. We don't want them installing the Hilo app. We want them installing the Heka app. The Hilo, the device, will not work with the Hilo app installed. I repeat that. The Hilo will not work with the Hilo app installed on their phone. The only way the Hilo will work is with the Heka app, H-E-K-A. So it's 2 points of communication on this. The very first point is when you first sponsor someone. Say to them, and I'm not expecting they're going to remember, but say to them, when you get your product, give me a call. Give me a call, shoot me a text the day that your product arrives. I want to be excited with you. Give me a call. And of course, unless you're sponsoring 1,000 people a day, which I'm unlikely that you are, it's not like you're getting inundated with thousands of calls. You're going to get a call once every other day, but depending on, who has just received their product. So what you want them to do is you want them to contact you. Tell them right then and there when you sponsor them, that day that you sign them up, you are going to call me because I want to make sure you install the Heka app. H-E-K-A on your phone. You may remember now, may write it down now, but I don't expect that you're going to necessarily remember. So when you get your shipment, just remember that to give me a call, unless you've written it down somewhere, so I can remind you you're installing the Heka app, H-E-K-A. Okay? Now, this is what you want them to do. You want them to call you, and when they receive their product, remind them, unless they already remembered, to download the Heka app. And then their download process is very simple. They just open the box, they get the Hilo. By the way, if I'm speaking to you and you're a new person and you're watching this video and it's actually you that's just got your device, or that you're going to receive your device, I'm going to say it as if I'm speaking to you as well. If you've just got your device and you're the newly sponsored person, all you're going to do is you take out the Hilo out of the box, you're going to put the germanium stones in there, which helps you with amazing things, and then you're going to make sure your Hilo is charged. I'm noticing most of them are charged. Whether they're fully charged or almost fully charged, I'm not sure, but most of them are charged. You can test that by pressing the power button on the side. This button right here on the side there. You can press that for about 5, 6, 8 seconds or so, and then you should see it turns on. A flashing green light means it's on and it's charged. If it's a red light, I think if it's not charged, it won't even turn on, right? So a flashing green light means it's charged. Then all you do is you get your phone, any cell phone, you download the Heka app, and then when you download the Heka app, you enter in a little bit of your information. I think you enter your country, your area code, phone number, and then it says it's going to send you a PIN. And then when it sends you the PIN, usually you get the PIN through a text message. You copy paste that PIN, enter the PIN, and now that PIN code actually pairs up the Hilo device to your phone, which has the Heka app on it. Okay? From there, it's pretty simple. Sometimes there's a little challenge with getting the PIN. I've heard some people say I didn't get the PIN right away. Then just repeat the process. I've had someone exit, remove the Heka app off and reinstall the Heka app for whatever reason. Just play around with it. Most of the time you get the PIN right away, but if there's ever a challenge and you're not getting the PIN and you don't know what to do, just contact your upline. It usually takes no more than 5 minutes to get these things up and running. Even when I've had a person who couldn't get theirs up and running and I was with them, it took less than 5 minutes to get it up and running. So if you ever have any challenge, or you can offer as a distributor, your person that's newly signed up, offer your help just to make sure, because it's their first time. So, it's technology. Maybe they're not technology savvy person. Just offer your help for 5 minutes to get them up and running. Okay, now my question is this, or my point is this. What if you have a person who did not get this communication from you? They already have their shipment, and like some people, they've downloaded the wrong app, the Hilo app. What to do? Very simple. And if I'm speaking to you as you're watching this video and you're the actual person with the device that you just got, and you downloaded the Hilo app, not the Heka app, this is the simple 3 steps that you're going to do to kind of get yourself up and running, right? Step 1 is you're going to delete the Hilo app off of your phone. Delete the Hilo app. Put your little finger on it, let it shake around with the X, delete it off. Now that it's off, step 2 is I want you to power your phone off completely. So I really want the app off, and I want your phone to be powered off as if it no longer has that app. Power your phone off completely. A minute later, power your phone back on. That's step 2, is you're powering your phone off and you're powering your phone back on. Now step 3, you got it. You're gonna download what? The Heka app, H-E-K-A. Why am I repeating myself? Heka, because I want it to stick. H-E-K-A. All right, you're gonna download that app. There's only one Heka app that I've seen on the App Store, and you're going to install that on your phone. Now, want to make sure that you understand in the first 3 steps, you're not going to download the Heka app having already got the Hilo app on your phone at the same time. That's another mistake that I know someone made. They didn't delete the Hilo app. They just heard, oh, I need the Heka app. They downloaded the Heka app, and now they have 2 apps trying to run at the same time, trying to read the Hilo device. It won't work. It won't work. You've got to remove the Hilo app off the phone. And only after you've powered your phone off and powered it back on, and there's no remnants of a Hilo app, it's gone, like gone, then you download the Heka app. And now that you have the Heka app on there, everything will be great. Again, now that you've got the Heka app, you're going to go through the PIN code process. You're going to put, I believe it's your, in fact, the Heka app now has a mini little tutorial. So now that you've got the Heka app on your device, going back to what we said originally, you're going to put your, I believe, the name of the country code, the phone number, and it's going to send you a PIN code. When you have that PIN code, what you're going to do is you're going to enter that PIN code that you received through the text message, and that's going to pair up your Hilo device with your phone that has the Heka app and the Heka app on there only. Does this make sense? Okay, now what do you do after that? For people that did this correctly in the first place, where you have the Heka app, or people that had the wrong app, the Hilo app, and they deleted that and then they got the Heka app, what do you do next? Okay, so next, you want to make sure that your Bluetooth is enabled. How does the Hilo talk to your cell phone? How does your Hilo talk to your cell phone that has the Heka app? It speaks to it through Bluetooth. So, in order to make sure that your Hilo is sending the information and communicating with your phone, on your phone, you need to make sure you have Bluetooth enabled. I would just have Wi-Fi on and Bluetooth on. I don't know what would make the difference if you had Wi-Fi off and Bluetooth on, but for sure you need Bluetooth on. I would just have Bluetooth on and Wi-Fi on. Again, guys, I'm not a technology expert. I just know the little that I know that has made all of the Hilos work. When I do these steps, unanimously, 100% of the time, everything works. It's when someone doesn't do one of these steps, then it may not work, right? So make sure you have on your cell phone Bluetooth enabled. And how do you know Bluetooth is enabled? Well, let me say this first. How do you know that your Hilo is on. How do you know it's charged and it's on? You know because when you push that button here and you turn the device on, you start to see a green flashing light. So I'm going to show you mine in a moment. You start to see a green flashing light when it's on. Does that make sense? That means the device is on. Okay? Now, how do you know when the device is right there? See, I don't know if you can see it. Did you see the green flashing light? That's how you know the device is on, right? So now, how do you know that the device Bluetooth is on, right? How do you know the Bluetooth is on where the device is communicating to your phone? Well, now you're going to see a blue flashing light. Blue for Bluetooth. So whenever you see a blue flashing light, you know that your phone is actually Bluetooth connected to your Hilo, right? Whenever you see the blue flashing light, you know that your Hilo is connected to your phone through Bluetooth. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, what else? What else? I think that's almost it. PIN code, we've got that. Bluetooth enabled, on. Now, usually the Hilo takes about an hour to charge fully. And usually when you get the box in the shipment, it's charged. I'm not saying it's fully charged, but it's charged enough where it's going to last maybe a day or two or whatever. But when it's fully charged, and by the way, it usually takes only an hour to charge the device. When it's fully charged, the charge seems to last almost 3 days. It depends on if you're running it where it's running measurements on you every 30 minutes, or if it's running measurements on you every hour, every 2 hour. Depends on the settings under a health plan, how often it's running, how often you've set it to run, what the amount of usage, on how long it's going to last. All I know is I have mine running usually every 30 minutes. It seems to last charge for a good 3 days, 4 days. I haven't calculated exactly. So it seems to last quite a long time. So in wrapping up this conversation, what I'm sharing with you is the company is breaking all records. We are absolutely revolutionizing healthcare, revolutionizing technology. We have already, it's not about the money, but that too, we're breaking all the records financially. We've got 11 of the top 200 earners, and they're moving fast. I know Ramasio Fulcher is one of them. He was ranked number 43 in the world, and I just heard last week he went from number 43 to number 19 in the world in a very short period of time. We've got Shanita and Nat that are number 4 in the world. Their son and their daughter, Chad and Natita, that are number 9 in the world. All these guys, including us, we use it with hard work and dedication. For an income disclosure, go to worldgn.com. All of us, it's going to happen very quickly. We haven't even got started yet. We're breaking all the records. We haven't got even started yet. Blood sugar level, right? The very first non-invasive blood sugar level is going to hit the market somewhere around 4th quarter this year. And this thing is going to explode so fast, it's going to have your head spinning. So what I would suggest is that as this company is in the infancy stage, and we're in wearable technology, which is a very fast-moving thing, and we're in 195 countries, distribution and merchant services all around overseas. It's a lot of moving parts. There's always going to be some little challenges. And what I'm sharing with you is the company is taking all of them one by one, kicking butt, resolving them. And so how we can take full ownership and responsibility, how we can help ourselves through those challenges is effective communication. So I'd like to invite us as leaders, all of us, me included, you included, to watch this video, share this video, make sure everybody sees this video, and that everybody becomes an effective communicator and nurtures and guides their newly sponsored distributors through those challenges. Challenge number 1 that we're overcoming is the credit card one. You know, we're in 195 countries, merchant services all around the world. What we want to do is we want to make sure people know that sometimes credit card companies can have a fraud alert because for someone's own protection, if they think it's unusual activity. So what you want to remind them is to contact their bank to let them know that a charge is just going to be going through for about $1,500, including taxes, shipping, roughly around there, so that their credit card does not flag it as fraud. And then so that charge goes through, then you want to make sure that they make sure that the charge did go through, and that they do contact you, their upline, their sponsor, so that you know the charge went through, and that way you know that their product is going to be shipped out. Without their card being charged, no product can be shipped. So you're taking little extra ownership while the company is getting through that growth spurt to make sure that everything has gone through smoothly. And honestly, it only takes 2 or 3 minutes to do that. You know, you're building a team. Very simple. 2 to 3 minutes of just a little extra communication resolves that challenge, just like that. And number 2 is the shipping. We want to pride ourselves that we under-promise and we over-deliver. So we want to set the expectation that their shipping is going to arrive within 3 to 4 weeks, and not have an illusion or have a false pretense or make a promise that they're going to get their shipment in a week or 2, which they may very well get it sooner. But when they do get it sooner, we rather than have an expectation that was 3-4 weeks, then it arrives in 2 weeks and they're like, oh wow, it came early, I'm happy. As opposed to kind of them having the illusion it's going to arrive really soon in a week or 2, and then for whatever reason, credit card challenge or this challenge or that challenge, it arrives 3 to 4 weeks and now they're disappointed. So we want to take ownership as leaders of setting an expectation for 3 to 4 weeks so that we under promise but we over deliver. Okay, that's number 2. And finally, number 3, the Heka app. We want to make sure everybody downloads the Heka app, not the Hilo app. And they download the Heka app, and then all they do is go through the simple setup process, which is turning their getting their Hilo out of the box, turning it on by pressing the power on button, about 8 seconds, turning it on, and then downloading the Heka app, making sure it's on because the flashing green light is flashing. That means it's on, right? Can't pair something up with a Hilo if the Hilo has no flashing green light. That means it's off, so it's not going to pair up, right? So make sure it's on, it's charged, and it's flashing green, which means it's on. You see that? And then they're going to download the Heka app, not the Hilo app, to their phone, and then they're going to make sure that they enter the country and their phone number. It's going to send them the simple PIN. They're going to put the PIN in that they receive through text message, and if they don't for some reason receive their PIN or they're confused of what to do, you're going to ask them to notify you and get you on the phone. And so it takes 2 minutes for you to help them to do it the correct way. That way they're not left disappointed, because some people have not contacted their sponsor, their upline. They hit that little problem and they didn't know how to fix it, and then they got upset and they said, oh well, this doesn't work. Well, of course it doesn't work because it wasn't ever turned on, or they downloaded the wrong app, or they downloaded the right app but they had 2 apps running at the same time. So just a little extra attention to detail from us as leaders, as sponsors, to make sure that when the products arrive, that people know what they need to do. And again, I think this is going to be irrelevant in the near future because the company itself is going to solve that challenge and there'll be a non-issue. But just as we're growing, getting to that hurdle, we want to make sure that that we can help nurture, I would say nurture our people through the process so they're very happy. In the unlikely event, again, that you have someone, just as a reminder, who has the Hilo app, not the Heka app. Again, just recapping, what you're going to do is you're going to get them on the line. You're going to say, okay, delete the Hilo app off of your phone, power your phone off, power your phone back on. Obviously, you probably want to be talking to them on a different line. Power their cell phone off, power it back on, download the Heka app, not the Hilo app, and then guide them through the process. There's a simple tutorial when they open the Heka app that shows them, but you can be on the line with them for an extra minute or two and say, look, enter the country, enter your phone number, they'll get the PIN code and they'll be good to go. So this little video really, I think, is, guys, we have the most amazing opportunity of a lifetime. We have the #1 product in all direct sales that won the award, and we're talking about all direct sales of all products and all over the world for 2017. We're breaking all the records. We're moving lightning fast. We're just on the Today Show. We're just on CBS. We're brokering a deal with the NFL. We're doing a deal with all the doctors. We're going to be in every single hospital, every place around the world. We're revolutionizing healthcare, revolutionizing technology. We're changing lives, and we want to make sure that we also ourselves take full ownership to make sure that everything, our I's are dotted, our T's are crossed, everybody's happy, everybody has a helo that's working if they've installed it correctly. I'm going to repeat that. Everybody has a helo that's working correctly if they've gone through the proper process. And because most people are new to technology, new to the device, I think it's pertinent that us as leaders spend just that extra 2 to 3 minutes when their shipment comes, just to make sure that we help them, guide them through those challenges. And we're not going to need to do it for them and their people, because when we have that level of customer service, that level of leadership with them, they're going to know what level of care we gave them, and then when they're going to duplicate that process. So they're going to go, okay, now that, you know, Melissa brought me in or Chris brought me in and they gave me that undivided attention, they asked me to call them when my device arrived. I called them. They guided me through 2 minutes, 3 minutes, how to get it all up and running. I'm happy. Now they're going to go, okay, well, I'm now going to bring John, Mark, and Lucy, and, you know, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to duplicate the same process. I'm going to give that customer care. I'm going to give that additional leadership. I'm going to communicate the same 3 things that were communicated to me. I'm going to communicate to my sponsor person, and then this is going to create a system where we move fast. So wrapping that up, going back to my great news is we have leadership emerging with this group that's absolutely amazing. I want to give a shout out to Chris Justice. I want to give a shout out to Melissa Chartier. She's on here right now. I want to give a shout out to Dharma. I want to give a shout out to Sam. I want to give a shout out to Rosemary, to Mary, to Art. I want to give a shout out to Nick. I want to give a shout out to Dawn. I want to give a shout out to Gary, to Nancy. Who else am I forgetting? I know there's other people I'm forgetting, but I want to give a shout out to all of you guys. We've got a lot of people that are team developers that are moving very fast, and this is really exciting. And the thing that's so most exciting about this is that everything is happening so fast, and it is outstanding, and we've only just got started. We've only just got started. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to share with you the beautiful view here. The beautiful view here in Los Angeles. Tomorrow is Labor Day. We got downtown LA over there. And on a bright day, on a really bright day, you can actually see the ocean. That's downtown LA right there. On a really bright day, beautiful day, you can see the ocean, which is probably about 25, 30 miles away. But you see a little lining, like a little shiny silver lining on the top there. All right, oh, and that's USC Medical Center. You guys, hey, look at that. That's USC Medical Center building. Can you believe that, guys? Isn't that cool? Pretty cool, huh? All right, my loves, my abundant transformers. Recapping, the last thing is the calls. Yes, I started with the calls. We are seeing very fast movement. Why? Because we're doing group calls. So if you want to move fast, if you want to build this business, build that residual income faster rather than slower, again, we are absolutely supportive of any speed. If you want to go slow, if you want to go medium, if you want to go fast, we support your vision. We take on your goals as if they're our goals. It will support you with that. If you want to go more slow, more organic, wear it, share it, send people the new 7-minute video, invite them onto a webinar. There's webinars going on all the time. Get them in touch with me. And if you want to move fast, in other words, you want to build a residual income fast, you want to build your organization and make money fast, contact me and say, Kaya, what is this thing about these calls that you're doing every single week? And how do I get involved in that? And what you're going to do is you're just going to message me. You're going to message me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to chat with you first, and so that I can get you caught up on that whole strategy. And then I'm going to invite you on 2 phone calls, 2 group calls, where we have a team of people, about 12 people already that are moving fast. And the next one coming up is Tuesday, September 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the third call is on Thursday, September 7th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And those are on Zoom, right? Zoom webinar. So we get to see each other. That's another exciting thing. You know, guys, we're in a high-tech but low-touch business, right? It's all high-tech. You know, we're doing this through social media. We're doing this through, you know, being at home and just sort of text message and phone calls. Well, guess what? That whole entire time, we don't get to actually physically see each other and touch each other. So the reason why we're doing this through Zoom is as close as we can get to see eye to eye, to communicate, to feel each other, to build that pack. Really, this is what we're doing. Just to be really transparent, we're building a pack, right? That pack is going out there and transforming the world, hunting together. When I say hunting, what I mean, it's like, you know, when biblically, when Jesus says to be a fisher of men, right? What we're doing is we're hunting, we're getting out there, we're sharing this technology with the world, and it has an energy that is like that. It's getting out there. It's not, you know, just sort of sitting and lackadaisical, but it's a proactive energy. So if that's you, message me. I'm excited. I love you guys, Abundant Transformers. I'm so excited. I want you to think of where you will be in December when blood sugar level comes out and you have a team that's already ready to go, already producing, and now blood sugar hits, and now you have the leverage of a team to share that technology and what that's going to do to your income and to your check. All right? I love you guys. I love you, my Abundant Transformers. Shout out to everybody. And if I didn't mention your name, who else did I not? Did I mention everybody? I think I mentioned everybody. Davina, yes, Davina also on there, and Allison on there. Wow, I'm so happy I remember the last 2 people. Davina and Allison, Gary and Nancy, Dawn and Nick, Sam, Art, Melissa, Chris, myself, Rosemary, Mary. I'm excited, you guys. All right, love you guys. Join us. Join the revolution. Love you guys.